What's going on, guys? Let's see here. Started a few minutes early to see if this bad boy was working. All right. Let's see. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Let's see. Is this working? Let's see. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Again, just trying to make sure this is working for us here. Just getting a few things set up here and we'll get going here. So today we're going to talk about some Q&A questions from the Facebook group here. And then we're talking about some Helium 10 product research little hacks that I like to use with some tools that maybe are not known. And then how you can also use those same tools for PPC and SEO. Let's see here. All right, guys. Yep, okay. I'm late. No, I'm not late. I'm right on time. Actually, I'm 1 minute early. This starts at 3 p.m. Central. It's 2:59 Central where I'm at. So maybe you got your time zones messed up a little bit. Um, but either way, we'll get this kicked off. So these are going to work. I know some of you have been here before, but as you can see on my screen here, this is the Facebook group. So I'm going to be answering Q&A questions from this Facebook group here. So if you're not in there and you want your questions answered for next week, make sure you guys get in here as well. It's called the Build Your Bedrock Amazon FBA Community. You can, let me see if I can grab a link for you guys. Maybe not. But you just search it, Build Your Bedrock Amazon FBA Community Foundations to Freedom. If you get in there, you're gonna have to apply. Just make sure, like, we just want serious people in there. So if you just give out non-response answers for the invite questions, like, we're not gonna accept you. Just because, like, if you can't answer those, then obviously you're not too serious about getting started there. But anyways, guys, at first I do want to talk about, so order of operations here. I'm going to go through some Helium 10 tools real quick. Won't be long, but just some advanced tools that I like to use on there if you guys haven't used them yourself for product research, keyword research, and then also PPC. And then we'll be answering all these Q&A questions. If I have time at the end, I'll be getting to the chat Q&A as well here on YouTube. But it looks like we're getting going here and everything's good to go. So with that being said, let's get into Helium 10 here. So if you don't have Helium 10, there's a link down in the description for a discount code there. If you already have Jungle Scout or Wire Launch or something else, same tools pretty much, they're just called different names. So just go find that tool. Don't go buy multiple product research apps. I don't think that's necessary for this. But for today, what I want to talk about is the magnet tool and the Cerebro tool, okay? So biggest thing I'm seeing a lot of just working with my clients, working with others, everything like that, is people are going too far up in the niche, okay? So they're going to niches like, say, let's say coffee maker, right? Let's just use that for example here. So coffee maker, like, oh, why don't I sell a coffee maker, right? And this is not a perfect example, but I can get my point across by using this. So if we go to coffee maker, they're like, oh, Cameron, why can't I sell something like this? The numbers are insane, and the Helium 10 scores say they're great, everything like that. So we see like 645,000, 4,725,000. This is a little above what I'm talking about. I would say it still compares. Say these are like around 100,000, 50,000, even 30,000 at the top. I still think people are neat, like they're going too broad with their niches. We need a niche down, okay? So like, okay, Cameron, like I found a pretty good niche and it seems to have opportunity, but I don't want to have, because look at, they're 30,000 sales a month. You need 30,000 units a month just to compete with this person. And you know how much inventory that is? That's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of inventory. And then the marketing to get there, absurd. Like, we're not even counting the review discrepancies here or anything like that, right? So how do we niche down and how to find a market? See, right here, this is why, don't listen to these either, but this says a 10 score right here. Like, these are so, it's like a robot telling you what's best here. And if it was that easy, then everybody would be rich on Amazon. So, but anyways, say you really like the coffee space and this little, coffee maker space looks good, but you need to niche down further, something maybe at $5,000 to $10,000 in revenue, so you don't have to compete at this dog eat dog level, things like that, right? So we can go to magnet here, okay? And what we could do is we can type in coffee maker here, okay? And this is the get niche down ideas. So get keywords here. We'll let that roll here as it loads. As I'm streaming, this always takes longer to load for some reason, which is annoying, but hang with me here. And then let's see here. So coffee maker here. So this pops up a bunch of criteria here, and then it gives me terms that are very similar to coffee maker here. Okay. So next we want to do is we want to go because we're trying to niche down, right? So minimum search volume. So people searching that per month, 300, and let's go to 3,000 here. So again, when we stay in this range and this give or take a couple thousand searches you could do as well, just experiment on your own. But essentially we want to something that's a little lower niche wise so we can kind of compete there easy. Word count. Okay. So minimum here 4 because we want coffee maker, we want long tail keywords, right? So minimum word count at least 4. So we want coffee maker for blah, 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 or whatever it may be, right? And if you get even more specific, sometimes I use phrase containing, sometimes I don't, but I really want to stay in this coffee maker niche, okay? For coffee makers in general, this might not be the best term to use for this example, just because coffee makers are usually electronic and they're going to be high level stuff, but let's try it anyways. And then if we have to, just take maker out of here and coffee, and we can try that. So let's apply filters. Let's see if anything pops up for us. Okay, so we see a bunch of keywords here. We've got 726 filtered keywords here. Then we can sort by magnet IQ score, okay? So what this score is telling us the level of competition versus the search volume that it's getting. The higher the score, the better here. Now again, scores are just guidelines. They're not perfect, okay? So we're gonna have to have a human element in this thing. But at least I sort by this to see if it gives me better results quicker, okay? So we see Instant Pot Cold Brew Coffee Maker, okay? So it's a cold brew coffee maker, so it's a little different. Okay, so already we're getting different products. Constant cold brew electric coffee maker. So this electric cold brew, 80 bucks. Price points are crazy, 61,000 reviews. So too high in competition there. Let's keep going down, and we just keep going down here. Instant Pot Coffee Maker, Dual Coffee Maker, Ninja. Stay away from brand names here. And then Elite Gourmet Coffee Maker. Let's go here. Let's go down, coffee maker. And then also you can extend this to like 150 results here. Let that load and then keep going down, right? So you just keep going through this and you can open these bad boys up onto Amazon, and you're looking for a niche that's a little bit more niche down. The competition is a little less fierce, and that's why I didn't want to use maker, because, makers are going to be these electronic ones with 30,000 and the niche is huge. But I think you're starting to understand what I'm saying here. If I keep, maybe go down a few more examples here. So we keep going down. See a lot of brand names here. Ignore cold brew mason jar coffee maker. Okay, so we click this, right? Look at this long tail. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 markers. Okay, it's a very specific thing people are searching for. And we see if we go over here, it's got 1,700 searches per month here. So it's got enough volume to make a living off of. And so if we go back down here, we see 117 reviews, 203. Okay, I'm skipping the sponsor here. I guess this is the first one here at 21,000. So ideally, we wish this one wasn't here, but it is what it is. It's just, again, another example. We're looking for something, say exit this one, but then we see 117, 203, 1,000 at most maybe here, but doesn't include the jar, 390, 278. And then we could be like, okay, so instead of a coffee maker, maybe I'm doing a cold brew mason jar coffee maker, or it's accessories, right? Maybe we make a kit out of this, make something that's not here, and we go deeper into that, right? So we can check sales here as well. Bring that up. We see 1,700 searches here. Again, ignore the sponsored ones here. We see this top one dominated, but then we see 12,000, 11,000, 11,000, 4,000 here. And that's kind of what you're looking for, right? So this guy's kind of the outlier. He's just absolutely crushing it. So it's maybe something we don't want to get into, but it's another idea, right? So this is more doable than coffee maker itself. Like I feel more appropriate being in this market than being in the coffee maker market, right? And we can even, if we want to go back up, we can take maker out here, exit that out, apply filters. Okay. And then we can sort by my IQ score that's already there. And then now we're going to get coffee stuff in general. So not just makers, but coffee stuff. It's got to be at least 4 keywords deep here. So I'm scrolling fast here because I see just a ton of brand names. So I'm trying to find you guys a gem here to work off of. Keurig. Mr. Go. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go to 7. Screw it. Um, okay, let's bring this out too. Press coffee making camping. Okay, so it's got 417 searches for that, which isn't a ton. 303. So we see different versions of this. 1700. It's like a little plunger. So it's again, it's opening our eyes to this whole field. Like there's French press stuff. We got the cold brew maker. We have all sorts of stuff. Again, too many reviews here for me to want to mess around with. But again, just more ideas in the coffee making space. Okay. Now let's say we want to see this market as a whole. So we want to see, because obviously if it's got 10,000 review or 1,000 reviews here, let's actually go back and find a better one here. So I want to show you the next tool in Cerebro. So if it's got 2,800 reviews here um, for press coffee maker camping, well, 417 searches is definitely not enough to feed those sales velocities. So we go up here and grab this ASIN here. We can figure out what the top keyword is for that to see the market as a whole. So we go back, or just go tools here, go to Cerebro, paste this here, get keywords. Okay. And then same thing here. We could grab the same thing here as in like word count if we want to get keyword ideas. But for this one, I just want to see the top keywords this is ranking for, where all their sales are being generated, right? So I want this to be, let's see, I always get these min and max mixed up for organic rank. So I want it to be max 10, I believe, is the right one. Let me hit apply filters and see if I got that right. I don't know why my brain doesn't compute that for some reason of like what they want. Okay, organic, perfect. Yep. So max, so at max, the keyword rank for all the keywords that popped up is 10. So this product with this ASIN is ranked 10 or so 1 through 10 in organic rankings for all these keywords. Then I like to sort by, let's see, search volume. I got to go back down, and when I'm on full screen, it's weird. So I got to go back down here, scroll back over. That way I can see the data I want. And then let's go back up. And then I can see search volume. So I sort by that. So I see tortilla press. So it's ranked there for some reason. Let's open that up. I just want to see if that's correct. Cuisine coffee maker. So it's ranked top there. Coffee maker with K-cup combo. Stovetop. So we see all these coffee dripper, Italian coffee maker. So we see all this stuff it's ranked for, which doesn't make any sense for this one actually. So we have to go through. Maybe I did something wrong here. Did I do something wrong? ASIN top 10. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. I did get the organic rank thing messed up. So I think it's minimum 10. I think, anyways. No, I didn't. Okay. Apply filters, see if that fixes it. No, okay. So we're bringing organic rank in here and it's blanking out on me, which is annoying. Um, this has happened before. Maybe put 1 here. So that way, there we go. Okay, so put 1 through 10 here. That's my bad, guys. Sorry about that. Again, I always get this one funked up. And it messes up here. So going back up here, sorry I'm moving so fast. I just want to make sure I get to this stuff. So we see the number 1 keyword here, 4,000 in search results, camping coffee makers, okay? So we see this, and then we know this guy's top for that. So now we can see all these camping coffee makers, 7,000, 7,000, and kind of in the right order too, because if these are doing really well, you have to assume if they're ranked high organically, that most of their sales are coming from the highest volume keywords. Okay, so this is why we can see the market as a whole here. So that's what I use Cerebro for. Okay, also, say I'm selling this coffee maker, right? What I can use Cerebro for here is I can go organic ranking, number 5 here, apply filters, which is behind my face, but you could see it right up here, I believe. But behind my face there, sorry if there's anything cut out. And then we could see by search for volume here, these are its top keywords it's ranked number 5 for. I wouldn't keep misclicking. And what I could do with these is I can grab these 50 keywords and add to my list here. And I can create a new folder. I can use those for my PPC terms, for my first campaigns. So pay-per-click advertising. I can use those for my keywords. I'm stuffing in my title, my back-end keywords, the SEO for my listing, essentially, the description, the bullets. And that way it's not perfect because you eventually PPC will tell you the correct data that's best for your product. But if you're very similar to this product, you can assume that this is the best educated guess you could do to fill your keywords in here and to also fill your PPC to give that a try, right? So that's what I use these tools for. Okay. You can do the same thing. So if you go back to Magnet, if you just want to type in coffee maker here or camping coffee maker here, you can get a good list of keywords there too. Use that, compare and contrast. But I just wanted to show you quickly how I use Magnet and Cerebro. I use those just as much as Black Box and the X-Ray tool, okay, for when I'm trying to niche down and find ideas. So let me know, guys, was that cool? Because you guys understand that correctly before we get on to Q&A. Make sure everything is good. Cool. Looks like, all right. Sweet, guys. Well, let's get to Q&As here. Again, if I have time at the end, I'll get to the chat. And then for anybody hopping on here, if you guys want to get first priority on Q&As, get in the Facebook group, search Build Your Bedrock Amazon FBA Community, Foundations to Freedom here. Apply to get in. It is a free group. But again, we look at applications, make sure that people are serious about in the Amazon FBA space, so we don't have any fluff in the group. And then you can submit your questions once a week. And then I'll do that here on these lives. And then anything I have time for at the end, I'll do in the chat for you guys. Okay. All right. So first question here is by Romaine Hudson. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay. Yep. Looks like we're good. Do overseas sellers need an attorney to get their trademark approved? Now that's a good question. I think the answer to that is yes. I'm not 100% sure because I've always been in the States. And my trademark works for most marketplaces if I get it in the States, so I don't need a Canadian trademark or anything like that. But I have a lot of Canadian sellers I work with, and they usually need to hire this out to get a US trademark. So my quick answer to that is 99% sure. I think it's yes, but not 100% sure. I would go and do some researching to see if you can apply on your own behalf, which I have videos on YouTube about. And then next we have Man Cam. Any guide for how to boost sales, use PPC effectively? Also, how do we request reviews? The request button seems not to be working. It says 5 to 30 day range, which I don't understand what it meant. Okay, so he's got quite a bit of stuff here. Let's see if we have time to get that going here. But any guide for how to boost sales, use PPC effectively? Yeah, so reviews are going to be your biggest thing, which you hit on here for review requests. So PPC, people think it's like the be all end all, but if you don't have enough reviews, your listing sucks, your photos suck, your foundation sucks, your conversion rate sucks, PPC is not going to work very well. Okay. So I would be looking to audit your listing. Okay. So go in your back end, you go to reports, and you can look at your business reports, I believe it is, and you can look at your conversion rate, which they call order session percentage for Amazon. And if that's not above like 8 to 13%, you probably need some work on that. Okay. That's going to help tremendously. Big things that boost that obviously is quality of listing, photos, copy, but also making sure you have enough reviews compared to your competition. Now you say also, how do we request reviews? So you have to do this within the 5 to 30 day range on the back end. You can't automate this using a seller.tools, seller.tools it's called, as well as the Helium 10 has a autoresponder tool that will send a request review on your behalf through an automation. So you could do that as well. So what I like to do when I'm first launching a product is do this manually. So I go to my manage orders, filter by the last 10 days. Okay. So I do this in 10 days. And then I go back through those orders, hit request review within manage orders to make sure Amazon's sending them a request review. They send this automatically after 30 days, but I don't want them to do that in 30 days. I want to do it in 10 days because 30 days, the product's out of their mind. They've probably gotten 16 other Amazon packages, but 10 days allows enough time to use the product and then go ahead and have it fresh in the mind to request a review. Okay. I launched 2 new products 2 weeks ago. Product A has been unique, but mine is, but I gave it a go. Product A is a bit unique. There are similar products out there, mine, but only did $3 auto PPC daily. That's not enough to even get enough data, $3 a day. Do that at least 5 for auto. I would do manual campaigns. And after 2 days, it took off 1 sale, slowly built up 10, 15 sales per day. That's awesome, man. 15 sales a day is great. Wasn't expecting at all. My stocks are all sold out now and restocking at the moment. That's fantastic. That's a great problem to have. New question here. Will this out of stock situation drop my ranking? Yes, it will drop your ranking, but this is a good problem to have when you're first starting. Your second, third, fourth order is when you need to not let this ever happen again. Your first order, I'm okay with letting this happen because you proved the product worked and you didn't double down when you didn't know it worked. But now come back, make sure you have enough stock. Don't don't run out of stock again after that though. Probably won't able to restock for another 2, 3 weeks. What kind of problems will occur? No problems here. Just you're going to rank down naturally because your velocity, other people's velocity is up, yours is zero. Okay, just come back when you do relaunch. When you're out of stock, try to hit it hard again. Don't try to get as many sales as possible that first, second day to reclaim your rankings as quick as possible. Product B, not so unique. A lot of similar competitors out there, but I gave it a go because I did it for so much cheaper. Bargain comparing other competitors. Did $10 auto, 10% or coupon. Ran it to 2 weeks. Sales were terrible. I had 1 sale per day, sometimes 2 or 3 sales a day, sometimes no sales per day. So far, the cost of having PPC sales are like negative 50%. Probably this product sucks or takes time to build up. Please advise. So it depends on. So what does your competition look like? So again, doesn't mean it's a terrible product. This means if someone has 5,000 reviews and you have 0, you're not gonna be able to just inch your way in there. Like it's gonna take a long time, get to 100, 200, 300 reviews to actually give it a fair shot. So I'd see what your market looks like to see if you actually, maybe the product does suck. Maybe it's just too competitive. I don't know. You can make any product you work you want. It's just how long and how much money do you want to spend on it? And hopefully, we don't want to do this for 6, 12 months just to see a payout. Like we want to make sure we can get a little payout right away and then have a little momentum and build up to go after that to get to 5 to 10,000 at least a month. But if you're going to a huge market, you might just be in a dog eat dog world and just it take too much time, too much money to get up there to even see if it has a chance. Kelsey asked, when printing FNSKU labels, I'm editing via Canva. Question is, first product here, do we send them one label per product or create a sheet with full 200 labels to fulfill quantity? Thanks so much. Seems like a basic question, but these are step confusing first time through. Yeah, no problem. So if it's your manufacturer, like if you just send them one, they should be able to do that. Just send them a full sheet or send them all 200. It doesn't matter because if you send them one, they should be able to print many. But just give them all 200. That way there's no questions in doubt. Just give them all 200 labels to fill quantity. Romaine, hey Cameron, what's the likelihood of overseas seller getting trademarked on their own? I just answered that. Do you have to register my business name? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you have an LLC, it's technically already registered. Kanar, hello everyone. Is there any chance to see some data of our customers on Amazon PL FBA? You can see repeat customers. You can't get their personal information though. Amazon keeps that safe. That way we're not harassing customers essentially. And this is what sucks about not owning the customer on Amazon. But yeah, eventually you want to take them off Amazon as well to collect that data. Kanar, I have one more question. We have estimated our stock, but what if it sells better? What if I see that I'm going out of stock and shipment will be late? What should I do? Closing listing, or is there any other options? So you can close the listing, that's fine. I like just to, sometimes it depends how long it's gonna be. I just run out of stock and then I hit it full force when it comes back in. Yeah, I usually like to keep momentum going as fast as possible into that. Say you have like 3 products left and it's just like dwindling. Your sales are dying every day. Just close the listing and wait till you get back in. That way you can hit it full force. Romaine, in what instance would I need a freight forwarder when you need to ship things overseas? Also, can you give examples of my freight forwarder scenario? 500 units, my supplier required to seek carrier for units, or do I need to let supplier know I use the freight forwarder? So if you're using a freight forwarder, the supplier and the freight forwarder are going to have to connect. Freight forwarder examples, I mean, there's tons of websites out there for that. Usually I just use word of mouth from other successful sellers of their freight forwarder. I like to use someone local in China. So in what instance would you need a freight forwarder? I'd use a freight forwarder every time you ship overseas, every time. Because you don't, like your manufacturer can do it, but you can be honest about shipping prices, especially when you get quantity cuts or quantity cost cuts when you start ordering more in bulk. Hello, Cameron, how do we make our listing this way? So this depends on a lot of things actually. I haven't fully figured this out. So what he's referring to here is getting the cross out to get the sale price here. Now in the back end, you create a sales price, but doesn't mean this will show up. It's category to category. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just make sure it's close. Make sure your sale price and your manufacturing price is close, and that way it doesn't look too bad here. You could test around with this too. Hi Cameron, what happens if I input wrong dimensions for my product for FBA? Let's say 3 centimeters difference on one side. They're going to scan this when it comes in, so they'll fix it on your behalf because they want to know exactly what your product dimensions are, so they charge you as much money as possible. Um, cool, guys. I'm just gonna double check you guys can still hear me all right. Still going, still live. Cool. All right, guys. I'll try to slow down my talking. I know I talk too fast sometimes, so I apologize. Something I'm working on. Um, I've always had that issue, especially when something I'm excited about or trying to, get through here. Desiree, I want to know what sales tax permits work in the US. Do I need every state's tax permit to do this with Amazon? No, you do not. So I'm obviously not a tax professional, so take my advice with a huge grain of salt. But Amazon collects sales tax for most states in the US already. You just need a sales tax permit for the states they don't cover. You can literally just Google Amazon sales tax in what states, and this will pop up for you to figure out which ones are not covered. Desiree, I'm so eager and stuck waiting on the IRS to change my business name in their system so Amazon will accept my business information. I am taking all my savings to do this. Bold move, but I respect it. First year, I did the exact same. My personal savings was all tied up in this business. Would it be good to launch a few tiny cheap products over one main product? If I go through the savings and fail, I want to wait a full year to try again. I don't want to wait a full year to try again, is what I think you're saying. So I wouldn't say a bunch of cheap products because, like, you want to take your time and develop a good freaking product, okay? You want to find the right niche. You want to make sure you do this right. So when I hear a few tiny cheap products, I'm thinking like these little knickknacks that are in these terrible markets. No, take your time, find a great market. Maybe something if you're worried about cash flow, things like that, go for a lower end market, something that does like $3,000 a month in revenue at the top of the market. And then you don't need as much quantity of your first inventory. So if it doesn't work out, well, then you have another shot at it. So yes, you can do a few smaller end products, but don't call them cheap products. Okay. One main product, just don't blow your whole budget on your first product. Usually you need about 3 to 5 thousand for your first product, in my opinion, but you can go smaller. You're just going to have a lesser reward. Like the market's going to be a little lower end, and you can't expect to put $3,000 in and make $30,000. That's not how it works. Um, so start small, build off that. Man Cam. Hi Cameron, just wondering, do you have any video tutorials on how to work with the seller account reports? For example, I tried to generate the inventory storage fee report and it kept showing no data available, but they charged me already in things like PL. Just wondering what reports you think will be useful and help with better insights of your performance. Okay, so I have videos. If you just go to watch Seller Central tutorials, Cameron James, I have videos going through like the reports section a bit. I've not gone through the reports too much, maybe just business reports, FBA reports, but there's like 72 freaking reports, okay? So you're gonna have to get down and dirty and figure these things out yourself. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but like, you're gonna have to take some time and go through these reports yourself to understand where everything's at. I don't use every single report. There's probably like 5 or 6 that I use, and I have to go hop on there. Maybe I could do that another time, hop on or make a potential future video and go through those reports that I do use. Inventory storage fee report. I'm guessing if you're newer, maybe it's not there. Mess with your date ranges. Um, not sure why there wouldn't be data available if you are selling products and paying for storage fees. Um, so definitely you're probably doing something human error there for that. Romain, are there any guidelines when it comes to selecting brand names for products? Yeah, don't use someone else's brand name. Go to the USPTO office .gov site and make sure this is not taken already. Also search on Google, or Google works too. Yeah, search on Google as well as Amazon this brand name to see if it already exists already. Oh, Romain, do you know any good photo studios for taking photos? Yeah, so there's um so this is give or take. These services change all the time. I don't like giving out these all the time just because we never know in this business who's going to fall off or not. Some of the best companies I've worked with, some services where they're creating listings or getting photos, I don't use them anymore because 3 years ago they were fantastic, and then now they got too big and their quality has dropped immensely. So I always go through these cycles of finding new photographers. Dripped photography is pretty good. If I go back here and we go to say dripped photography, see if I can find them. Also, you can look on Upwork, Fiverr, find someone locally. These are pretty good high-end photography places to go. Um, I'm missing a few more. FBA makeover is good for infographics. If I got that URL right, see if it pops up here for us. It's pretty good as well. For again, cheaper infographics, not for like real style lifestyles. Amazing. I think it's Amazon Amazing Photos. Let's see if I can find it. Not finding that one. There's another one, but I'm blanking on the name for that one. So that's my 2 cents there. Let's go back here. Okay. Let's see, make sure to, I'm going to move my, oh, you guys can see all those. Perfect. I think anyways. Let's go back up, actually. There we go. I'll keep moving that up too if I need to. Okay. What would you do if a supplier changed their price on you? Scenario: supplier had a specific price and detailed page, and after sending sample, asked for a quote, they give a different price. Um, that depends on the scenario. If you think they're being genuine, you ask why. Why are they changing the price? You should be talking to many, many manufacturers. That way you can compare, keep people honest, and have backup plans. Kanar, I've seen an alert on Amazon Seller Central. What does reorder status changed mean? At the bottom it says NA to now. Does it mean pre-order or something else? Reordered status changed. Well, reorder status changed. I'm guessing I need to see the context of this and where it was where it was at exactly, but it sounds like they're giving you prompts of what they thought would be reordered and that status had changed. Maybe your volume changed. I could be wrong though. I'd have to see more about that. Hey Cameron, I'm working on getting my first order shipped into the United States. Congrats, Graham. That's awesome. And just recently booked a freight forwarder through Freightos. Cool. The initial shipping cost was $1,200. Yesterday they emailed me with updated quotes, an $1,100 bill on top of what I already paid. I booked the shipment just over a week ago. I have not changed the size or weights of the cargo, so I'm very surprised to see a large increase. If you experienced anything like this before, is this normal? Okay, this sucks. So I have not seen this personally. Nothing like crazy like that. That's a double almost. Okay, so that's why Freightos sucks. You're gonna have to find a local Chinese freight forwarder. I would get in this group, maybe ask other people who they're using for freight forwarders. Maybe ask your manufacturer for a quote too. But Freightos is a U.S. freight forwarding company, and their prices are extremely high versus a Chinese local freight forwarder. Okay, so get in there, talk to some people, talk to some other sellers, see if you can make some friends, see if you can get someone's freight forwarder, and get a couple contacts, get quotes from all, get a quote from your manufacturer to keep people honest, because that's messed up. I don't like seeing that. Um, okay, Romain here. Should I ask my supplier to add my labels, or should I let Amazon deal with it? Have your supplier do that. It's way cheaper and everything like that. Let's see. Can you guys see that? Okay, there we go. And hi, my forwarder is sending the goods from China to a lot of people started selling here. That's freaking awesome. That's so cool. In this group, when we first started this group, it's only about 1,000 members here. Again, just kind of being picky who we let in, but there was nobody starting products in here. So this whole thread is usually about product research, but it's all about people getting their products shipped over. That's so cool. I love seeing that. Hi, my forwarder is sending the goods from China to Amazon. I followed your videos. Even if the product comes from China's manufacturer, fill the address with US address to find a comfortable Amazon warehouse. Near my house, the forwarder is using a non-Amazon carrier for delivery. Who's supposed to do the BOL? Also, do I need to fill out the freight bill number and the shipment plans? I don't do this, but you can ask your freight forwarder for it if you want. I never fill that out. Maybe I should, but I don't, because when it hits Amazon's system, they have all the information they need. This is just to track it kind of more or less if you don't have a freight forwarder that you can talk to back and forth. You know, also I probably should be more up to date on this stuff, but I've just gotten kind of lazy and had my freight forwarder cover most of it. Two, any recommendations of good freight forwarder? Again, talk around the group, talk around people already selling, and try to find a good source there. I do have a freight forwarder that I used. The issue in the past, and again, you guys know, hopefully you know anyways, I try to give you all my resources that I have, but the issue I have giving away my freight forwarder is that I overload her with work, and then I kind of get in trouble there, as in my shipments can get put in delay sometimes. So I don't like to give that out publicly. I do share it with my private group. I know it seems a little selfish, but if you guys have watched me for a while, you know that I try to give out 99% of the stuff I have, unless it affects me directly in a negative way in my Amazon business. 3, do you recommend to trademark their products before they get into the Amazon warehouse? If yes, do you recommend USPTO? Correct. Yep. I recommend you do that. Get brand registered so that you can get in the Vine program and get reviews right away. Okay. Any tips for a smooth LTL delivery and Amazon warehouse acceptance? Yeah, make sure your cartons, master cartons, are under 50 pounds. Make sure they're under 25 inches on each side. Make sure they have all the labeling on them if they need. Make sure that the dimensions of the box, the HS code, your freight forwarder is good to go there. There's certain things you need printed on your master carton labels. Your freight forwarder and your manufacturer should know this, but double check and ask for the information they're putting in their master carton labels. Okay, so it doesn't get held up in customs. That's the only biggest thing you're going to have an issue with. When it gets to the Amazon warehouse, it's pretty safe. Sometimes they're slow to unload. You could get an email that your goods have been checked into Amazon, but it could be 2 to 3 weeks until those products go live, depending on how backed up the receiving fulfillment centers are. Okay, so just make sure freight forwarder is good. Make sure that they're following custom and tariff rules. You're actually paying for tariffs, and that all the information is on your master carton labels there. So yeah, that is the end of the questions here. Awesome, guys. So I got a few minutes here, so let me go through some of these questions here for you guys and see if I can help you out with some of these. Let's go full screen. Let's get that beautiful face of mine on full screen. Let me see if I can find it. Hey, there he is. What's going on, guys? Okay, so I'm going to the Q&A basket here in the chat. So you've got a few, let me know. Let's see here. So we got Lacey here. So Lacey, how do we get a product listed when get an error 5461 on a private label product? 5461 error code. 5461 error code. Let's see what that one is about. Sounds like a okay. So I'm getting back to full screen here, I guess, because why not? Oops. Okay. So let's grab error code 5461, I believe you said. So you're using UPCs, EANs that do not match the product you're trying to list. You're using UPCs. Let's see if I can grab it. So this might be that maybe you used a recycled barcode from a cheap place. Maybe your GS1. So if you did use GS1 barcodes, you did not put your brand name in there correctly. If not, I would hit up support. You may need to put in your GS1 certificate to them. So you get a certificate for every UPC you have. As well, you might need to write yourself a letter of affiliation. That you can actually just find a template for. They're really easy. It just essentially says you own the brand and you write it yourself and sign it yourself. You can just find a template for that for that on Google there. Okay. Excuse me there. And then let's see. We have buy it or sell it. How many products do you suggest to start with Amazon FBAs? This is my first time. I suggest starting with one. So get one down, get that established, get that going where it's positive cash flow, positive in the profit margins, where it's stable in top 5 organic rankings. PPC is flatlined where you're not having to test new things all the time, where you just adjust it once a week, and then I'd start your second product and then just repeat and rinse. Ray FP, without a tool, can I get good results, and what will be the procedure? I'm not sure. I definitely, you need a product research tool. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. That's one tool you definitely need. And start with how much minimum investment I have to go for private label. About 5,000 total is a good kind of rule of thumb, but you start with less, you start with more. Hi Cameron, this is Oscar G. Hi Cameron, what do you do when you launch a product? Do you have any strategy besides PPC? Yes, so I want to get brand registered. I want to make a great listing. If I'm being aggressive, when I get brand registered, I can have video ads. So I get a video ad made as well. Get in the Vine program to get 30 quick reviews. I shouldn't say quick, but over the 2 or 3 months, you get those 30 reviews, which reviews are gold. And then if you guys see my eyes moving, I'm just looking at the chat screen on my desktop there. That's why my eyes are moving around. And then I'm gonna, along with PPC, I'm gonna be testing external traffic, whether that's TikTok, YouTube, influencers, Facebook group, email lists, Sales funnels, depending on the product, I'm going to be testing one of those. Just test one at a time. Give it a fair shot, 30 days, because it's a learning curve to learn that new skill, and then potentially testing another one if that doesn't work, or doubling down on that one that is working. Bishal, I'm an international student, lives in Australia. I don't have any bills under my name, so I couldn't open my Amazon FBA. So is there any alternative way to open my account? You can get a business partner potentially. EM, is Viral Launch still a good source? I'm sure it's fine. I kind of lost a little trust in Viral Launch, if I'm being honest. They had a change in CEO and the head guys, and they stopped kind of innovating. Where Helium 10 has continued to innovate, and so I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt as of right now, and I have a good relationship with them, um, and talk to them quite a bit. Robin, can I get the recording of the live? So this live will be on YouTube. So yes, you can just go to my channel, go to the live section on my channel, and then rewatch it. How can I avoid to sell? So creativity of media. How can I avoid to sell in generic without brand registered? You got to get brand approved. My phone's going off here. Probably scammer. Yeah. Get so many scam calls. I just need to get a new phone, new number. Um, Sorry. Besides the point. Creativity of media. How can I avoid to sell in a generic without brand registered? So get brand approved. So you need to send in photos of your product, with your brand name on it. You can get brand approved, and then you can list as your brand name instead of generic without a trademark. Jay Lightning. Hey, bro. What's up, dog? What's going on, dude? Robin, which FBA group is it? So it's Build Your Bedrock group. I'm going to grab you guys the link here to get in there. Let's see. Let's see. I can post this in the chat for you guys here. Live streaming. So the FBA group is in the link here, and can I pin that? Ooh, I can pin that. So the Facebook group's pinned now, guys. Let's see what else we got cooking. How can I avoid a sell? Nope, I got that one. Max. Hi, Cameron. Am I right by thinking I can have a generic store name and own multiple brands within my seller account? Yes, you're correct, but you can also have multiple stores now with brand registry. So if you have a good brand name for a product line, don't be afraid, because you can just list another brand name on there and be okay. Hi, Cameron, my manufacturer, this is M. Hi, Cameron, my manufacturer is ready to ship. The issue I'm having is my account is showing I need to resubmit account info to be approved, just not allow me to verify. What should I do? You need to get verified. So go ahead and get on there and figure that out. Whatever docs they want, figure that out. That way you can get going and rolling. It could be 100 different things, so it's kind of hard to tell from this. This cop flips. I just got brand approval and research a product I want to sell. Should I do a mock listing, or what should I do next after? Research product I want to sell. Should I do a mock listing? What should I do? You should do, I don't know what you mean by a mock listing, but definitely get some inventory, get it on there. If you can test with a few units, heck yeah, man, go for it there, and get that going. But yeah, so if you can test the product, that's fantastic. But yeah, your next step is getting that product, getting a manufacturer, getting it on there, and start selling. Samantha, hey, my product is exempt from adding a UPC. We successfully created from the listing with a blah, 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 blah. My product is exempt from adding a UPC. We successfully created the listing without the UPC, but have you noticed any issues with this? I don't like doing this when I really want to focus on branding. I want to make sure that I have a GS1 that's backed up to that, just in case something goes wrong. I've never personally had a product with a GTN exemption, but other people do it. They get away with it. So they have it in place for a reason. So I think we're okay. Zell, hello. What's going on? Ayob, hey Cameron, what's going on? Cool, guys. That's my cringeworthy live there for you guys of me trying to do live stuff and me stumbling on my words. But get in the Facebook group, guys, if you want to get priority with your questions answered. I'll try to come every week, Wednesdays at the same time for these lives, and then try to do some light training as well. But I hope you guys like this, and we'll continue on pushing these forward. Cool, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.